All right, we're gonna introduce y'all to a new product today called the Pig Brig. So the Pig Brig, y'all, is probably the most effective method we've ever seen or heard of at trapping hogs. The success they've had trapping these hogs, it'll blow your mind. And I have no association with this company, I promise. I'm sure they're gonna love this. So we're gonna let y'all ride along with us and go check out how we're gonna set up and catch these invasive hogs. And the tools included in the kit make this so easy. This one tool right here is gonna be our center point marker. We're gonna use it to drive the anchors in. You know, it's gonna be used for a few different things. So make sure you got the tools provided in the kit. This little strap system that comes in the kit, right here. You could sit here and measure all this stuff out, but it'd take forever. And the goal is to be able to set these up quickly. And this tool makes it super quick to set up. You're gonna take your big spike here, that's gonna be our center point, and you're gonna loop it through here, and you're gonna drive that in the ground. So now, this is gonna be your center point of your trap. And then to get the location for your first T-post, you literally just walk it out until you find this first loop right here, and you set this down, and you're gonna drive your first T-post here. Look tough. When you go to set your next one, you take this hook right here, you're gonna hook it on the T-post you just set, and then this is going to triangulate. You're gonna walk this out, pull both of them tight, and that's gonna tell you where to put the next T-post.
Right, so about to come off.
Point it towards the center.
We have all the T-posts in a perimeter, which is gonna give us the basic shape for the trap. Now, we're gonna set all the anchors for it. So the way your anchors work is basically like a harpoon design. We're gonna drive this in the ground, but when we pull on the cord, it's gonna turn sideways underground, and that's what's gonna anchor it there. But it's super easy, y'all. All you're gonna do is take your spike right here, you're just gonna point it just like that, and hold it tight, and this is what it should look like. So now that anchor is loaded up. So then it's pretty simple. We're just gonna stick it in the ground, hammer it in till the top of this is almost to the ground, and then you're just gonna pull your cable out, and then now we have a cable tied to the ground. We're gonna set all the anchors for it.
Okay.
Did you put that black mark on there?
No, they sewed them in.
No way.
I'm telling you, this thing is engineered.
Yes.
All right, go
They were trying to make it dummy proof. They knew what kind of people they were dealing with.
Here's. You went. Now pull it.
You're gonna take a run and jump on this side, you know. Lower down.
Brandon, I'll take a turn.
All right, and this is, I don't even know if this is in the instructions, but once you put this anchor in, you put a piece of flagging tape on it, and that way you can always find your anchor.
Good to have these at every.
Right.
You're gonna have to have them.
Because that right there can disappear pretty easy. So this is part of the support system. You put a U-bolt at the top of every T-post, and then these ratchet straps are gonna tie back to these anchors. And here we go. This is gonna be the actual setting the net up.
This is the starting point. These two green.
Okay.
These pins.
You're gonna find both of those.
Okay.
And you're gonna bring that over the first post. Together. Let's get one through and then we'll get the other one through.
So they both have to go over the hook?
Yep.
That's only one through like
only
that.
Only that. All right, that's the first one. Yep. Pull them snug. Sorry.
All right,
I got
That one down.
All right, then you're gonna find. And it's got a hole.
So this is what it should look like. This crimp right here marks where it's supposed to be going over the T-post. This hook on this strap, you want it to go through your U-bolt, but then also through the outside line right here. And that way, as this thing pulls and it's shaking, it's all hooked together.
You're looking for that crimp.
This is where we had to come over a little bit because of the roof, just like that. Yeah. Hooks go
under it. I ain't be able to get back over that bump.
Oh yeah, you can't spin that. Okay. So the easiest way to do it.
Another important point is on your anchors down here. Don't simply take this hook and hook it through your anchor eye, because when they get to pulling and shaking on it, it could come loose. So you run your anchor line through the loop of your hook and then go around the outside of your hook. And that way, as this flexes and shakes and stuff, it's not coming loose. Pro tips from Bruce Buckles. So we're going to keep our center point in, measure out to the red line, and these anchors are going to be
12 to 18 inches.
12 to 18 inches from the ground, and then this is what's going to actually eventually hold the mesh down to the ground.
Would you not want to go ahead and set this up? Or do you want to?
Come this way. This is nice soft soil compared to some of the other stuff. It is. Some of them we hit the roots. And
Can be a little hard hammering them into the roots, huh? It's really easy to hammer them in when you stand back and watch somebody else hammer them. That's the easiest one I've ever hammered in.
because I want to show them how to. We can show them. Right, go ahead. So you just run this through, then you come back through about halfway,
Okay.
and then you hook it in this loop right here.
Okay.
That way it holds this up. We may have to let it down a little bit because
You want it touching the top of their back?
I really want it touching the top of their back.
Show me that again, Bruce. Just gathering some up.
Gathering it up. Run it through. There. Thanks. And hook it in that eye.
Peanuts. Pigs love peanuts.
Done. 28 minutes.
It's impressive.
All right, so you can see.
Okay.
Y'all hear Bruce? How long did that take?
28 minutes.
28 minutes, start to finish, from measuring the T-post till we have a baited trap. Now you can see there's just a little room under this mesh where we can go in and out. Now once we set it, this mesh will come all the way to the ground. And then when the pig tries to walk out, he's literally standing on the mesh, and there's nothing but mesh. And there's even a little lip on the top to keep him from trying to jump out. Yeah, we have this one that would normally be anchored down. We have this holding the mesh up so that we can let these pigs get used to walking right under there.
So it should hang. And you pull these up.
And then we'll come back and set it, see what it does.
One black strap.
So when we set the trap, this is the strap. You want this about 30 inches off the ground, and we're going to tie it back to this post right here. It just keeps the form of this trap. And if you notice, there's two different types of mesh here. This is the actual mesh of the trap. This heavy material here on the inside is called a bore shield. And what it'll do, it'll keep all them boar hogs from taking those cutters and chopping through this lighter mesh out here. So they hit that and they wear on that, but they're not hitting the actual mesh.
do it in the middle of the boat in a storm, though.
This is what a typical work day at the camp looks like, y'all. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Definitely me, standing, watching, supervising, and a couple hard workers.
I'm gonna run his camera around his mouth.
Hey, somebody's got to stand over here and hold the camera. Oh, there. Oh, we have a certified pro here. This guy must work for the government.
Government employee.
Is that a spec'd out shovel there?
Definitely
That's up to government
player
spec?
right there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Perfect for lean. All right, so this thing is baited up. It's ready to train the pigs to come in here and feed. But when we get ready to catch them, what we're gonna do, we're gonna take this strap that's holding this mesh up right here. We're gonna take this strap and tie it back to our anchor how it should be. And that way this mesh is gonna hang all the way to the ground. But what we're also gonna do when we actually set it, we're gonna take these, we're gonna pull these posts out and stick it through here into the ground. So now that mesh is held to the ground. And then we're gonna have the straps around the perimeter 30 inches off the ground that hold it back to the T-post, and it's all set. At that point, since this is pulled to the ground, that hog cannot come back out of this trap. They're caught. Is that it?
What kind of bait are you working with over there? That's some
Got some peanuts.
unique looking.
Now we need a
Feed
slow
over
motion
here.
shot of this.
Angie. That's where Angie comes in.
Hey, Angie. Angie. All right, one thing, this is not even close to lined up with these stakes. One thing we didn't think about.
When you let the strap down,
Oh, okay,
it'll
then
pull
it
back
will.
that way.
It will be? Okay.
So we did think of that.
You did. Hey, I didn't want to question like while we were talking on film.
We're still on film.
No, nobody's recording this. Oh, you're recording that?
I don't want to turn it off.
I'm just teasing. Oh, that one's back. That's not the funnest part of land management, but it's necessary. That's the most humane way that I've ever seen to get pigs off of a piece of land.
You want to take these black straps and go ahead and unhook them. Because it's hard to get under and hard to get the hooks
Okay.
out. So just go ahead and unhook them, leave them where they're at. Hook them back themselves.
So there's 8 in the pig brig right now, and they said since they started setting these things up, that's a total of 89 pigs that they've caught in these. How many different sets? How many times have y'all set these things? This is the 5th set, so it's a lot of pigs.
Pull the pins out first, Derek. And you can get that net up
Yeah,
higher. We'll tie it up
more
and you
like
can get
a
out.
little red dot, something.
You're going to pull all the pins out and then take these loose, which we've already done. And then you're just going to lift that net. Try not to cut it on this top of this post, but just pull it off and let it lay down.
So where are we going? There's a pile of bones. I think that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, this is the graveyard. The train. That's what we call the Panama train station.